Hello, this is Dr. David Trumbler from Elite Personal Training and Fitness Solutions in Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. And today I'm going to be talking with you to help you to make sense of supplement madness. But before we get started with that, I want to give you a little bit of background about myself. I graduated from Temple University in Philadelphia in 1983 with a degree in physical therapy. I graduated from Widener University in 2005 with my doctoral degree in physical therapy, and I also hold some high-end and important certifications. I am a certified strength and conditioning instructor, I am a certified weight trainer, and I'm a certified Pilates instructor. So I've spent the last 37 years rehabilitating and treating patients and training fitness clients. Additionally, I have gained an expertise in the science of weight loss and weight management, and have created and taught a course called Why You're Not Losing Weight. So I'm excited to talk to you about making sense of supplement madness. This is an important topic. And the starting point is to understand that nutraceutical products, and by that I'm referring to vitamins, minerals, protein powders, any kind of supplement that is not a drug, are not regulated. Okay? There is no regulatory body that oversees this. Unlike pharmaceutical products. Pharmaceutical products are drugs that are regulated by the FDA. They go through animal trials, human trials. There's a big fat book called the PDR, the Physician Desk Reference, that gives you all the physiological effects and potential adverse reactions and interactions with other medications and supplements. But nutraceutical products have no regulation. And therefore, because it's not regulated, there's chaos, there's confusion, there's abuse, there's false claims, and there's outright ripoffs. Because there is no regulation, there's really 5 things that the consumers are faced with when they want to buy a vitamin, when they want to buy a protein powder, when they want to buy a supplement that they're told will do something. And I want to look at those claims because I want to open your eye and give you a basis to understand what's happening here. The first issue is manufacturers often make extravagant claims. They tell you what the product does. It may or may not do that, and usually it doesn't. Most of the time, they are not offering any research. They might say scientifically proven or some sort of thing like that, but the reality is there's little research to substantiate many of the claims made by manufacturers. And I want you to understand why, because I know there's people come on different sides of this. There are some people who are for supplements. There are some people against them, some people who will think anything a manufacturer tells them is truth. Some people won't believe anything. So I want to be fair and balanced here. Let's say I create a pill called Dave's Magic Muscle Builder. And I say it's going to jack you up. It's going to build your muscle. Okay? I can make that claim. I can start that business. There's no regulation about it. Now, if I were to have it studied, where I can truthfully and accurately tell you that it really will build muscle, this is what would have to happen. First of all, I'd have to get a large sample of people, because you can't just do research on a few people. If you flip a coin 2 times, you can't conclude it always comes up heads. You need to do it hundreds of times. So you need a large sample of people. I would need to divide them in 2 groups. One group would get my magic muscle building pill, and the other would get a placebo. A placebo doesn't have any of the active ingredients. That would be our sugar pill. The participants in the study would have to not know what they're getting. The study should be double-blinded, which means the researchers don't know who's getting what, so they don't have a bias. So I don't say, hey, Tom, I bet you're putting on some muscle since you're getting the real deal. Okay? So the researchers don't know what you're getting, and you don't know what you're getting. Then you need to put each group on the same exercise program, on an isocaloric diet. Everybody eats the same. Do that for 2 or 3 months or whatever time period. Then come back in, and you'd have to measure. At the beginning of the study, you would have to use a valid and reliable system of measuring. Could be cross-sectional or MRI. It could be an isokinetic test that measures strength. Then you need to come back and do the exact same valid and reliable test measure. Then you need to analyze the data, and it would have to be statistically significant to say those who took Dave's Master Blaster pill got stronger. Then, because one study doesn't prove anything, other researchers would have to repeat similar or the same study to see if they draw to the same conclusions. Those randomized, double-controlled, placebo-controlled trials get into something called a Cochrane database. They look at all the research now done on Dave's Master Blaster pill, and they say, we throw out this research design because it had flaws, this one had flaws, these were the good ones, and there is or is not enough evidence to say that Dave's pill works. Think about how much time, energy, and money has to be invested for me to have all that done about my pill when I can simply say, Dave's Master Blaster pill will jack you up, scientifically proven, guaranteed to build muscle in 3 months, and have some hot babe or some hot stud promoting it, or some Hollywood star and have some sort of hook. The resources and time and the financial resources to wait years to get that clinical research in is staggering. Why do that when I want to make profit and just tell you this is going to work? So you can see that there are numerous products that have no real research to substantiate what they do or don't do, because it's staggering to do good, sound scientific research. So in the nutraceutical industry, manufacturers can claim anything they want. It might be sleazy, it might be bad business, but it is not illegal. I can start tomorrow Dave's Magic Pill, sell it to you, I can put sugar in it, knowing it, and it is not illegal and there's no regulation. Secondly, there is a failure to test for adverse reactions. Anything that goes into your body that can favorably alter your physiology can also produce adverse reactions. Everything is like that. So for example, your buddy tells you, hey, dude, you should be taking creatine. You'll get stronger. Okay? That's true. But he may not know that some of the side effects of creatine can cause weight gain, dry mouth, GI distress. Now, I'm not picking on creatine. I'm just using that example. I actually think creatine is a great supplement and recommend it, but we need to be aware about adverse reactions. Those are very mild reactions. Some products have significant adverse reactions, yet we market the product. With drugs, we have to tell you, these are all the adverse reactions to watch out for. But for Dave's Magic Pill, I can just tell you it jacks you up and don't have to have it tested for any adverse reaction. Third, there's interactions with other medications and supplements that are important to know, but are rarely researched or reported. So say, for example, you're feeling downcast, you're feeling a little bit depressed, and your friend says, oh, you know what, St. John's wort is really good for that. When you're feeling depressed, you should take it. Well, you might want to know that if you're already taking an antidepressant, you can develop something called serotonin syndrome, which is dangerous if you take John's wort with that. It can aggravate mental disorders like bipolar and depression and anxiety. If you're taking birth controls, you shouldn't take St. John's wort. And again, there's a time and place for St. John's wort as a recommendation, but we need to know what are the adverse reactions and how does it interact with other medicines and supplements. That is rarely, if ever, given in the nutraceutical industry. Fourth, there's batch-to-batch inconsistencies. Batch-to-batch consistency means when you go to the pharmacy to get 100 milligrams of penicillin, all 30 tablets will have exactly 100 milligrams of penicillin. Not 90, not 120, 100. That means the standards of production make sure every pill has 100 milligrams of penicillin. But because the nutraceutical products don't have the same standards, there's often batch-to-batch inconsistencies when they test from an independent lab. For example, consumer labs and independent testing lab tested batches of glucosamine that were supposed to have 750 milligrams of glucosamine. Some had none, some had 1,500, some had twice the amount, some had none, and it's all over the place. Indeed, actually, very few actually had 750 because of the manufacturing practices don't allow for sound batch-to-batch inconsistency. And finally, the fifth issue is sometimes these things have impurities in them. When they do independent testing at labs, they'll find things like lead, arsenic, ammonium, and other things in there that obviously don't belong, and sometimes in alarming levels. So, as a consumer, if you've been listening to this, your head should be spinning. You should be thinking, how in the world then would I know what to buy? How do I know if it does what it says? How do I know that it's safe? How do I know what the adverse reactions are? How do I know how it interacts with the other supplements and medicine I'm taking? How do I know if the batch-to-batch consistency is there? How do I know if there's impurities? And the answer is, you don't. You don't have a clue. It's not intuitive. You're not born with this knowledge of nutraceutical supplements. That's why I said I want to help you to make sense of supplement madness. And the way that you do that is go to our website, check us out, call for a free consultation about how we can help you. One of the ways that we can help you is we sit down and do a supplementation evaluation. We look at your medical history, medicines you're taking, current supplements you're taking, and what your goals are. And then we will, on a scientific basis, prescribe for you what you should take, why you should take it, what the scientific evidence for it is, make you aware of any interactions with things that you shouldn't take it with, tell you the dosage, and tell you the brand that you should take. Now, I have no alliance with any company. I get no kickback for recommending a brand, and I recommend all sorts of brands for different things. And we are able to make that recommendation based on my knowledge of pharmacology and physiology and pathology, and also having access to labs that independently test for impurities and batch-to-batch consistencies and analyze the research. So we can put the whole thing together for you, tell you this is what you should take, this is why you should take it, here's how it interacts, and this is the best brand that doesn't have impurities, has batch-to-batch consistency, and has the best manufacturing practices. Now, it's important to realize we are not selling you vitamins or supplements. We're not having them in stock and then selling them to you to make a profit. We're eliminating all the bias. We tell you this is what you should buy, and then you can go out and search the internet or Amazon or get the best price that you want for it. Our recommendation removes all bias for what we recommend because we're not making money off or selling you something. Our profit comes from the consultation of telling you what to take. This service has no bias and is unprecedented. You can pay a one-time fee and have a lifetime of certainty that what you're taking actually will work, that it's safe, that it doesn't have impurities, and be aware of what interactions and that you're taking the best brand. So I want to encourage you, set up a consultation, let us recommend the supplements that you should be taking, and I want to remind you, if you won't spend time, energy, and money on wellness, you will soon need to spend more time and energy and money on illness.